It was tied, I believe, with six and a half, something like that left. Just in your eyes, what created the small separation there in those final 6 minutes when the game was tied?
I think a majority of their points came from the free throw line down that stretch. I'm not exactly sure, but they were living at the line on us, and we had that stretch where we had some shots at the basket that just didn't go down, and and then they hit a couple big threes there down the stretch. We lost a guy and then overhelped on one, but veteran players make veteran plays, and I thought they did a heck of a job of staying with what they were trying to do, and that was probably the difference.
With the way it went last time, I know obviously you're not happy in a loss, but do you take anything positive out of the fact that your guys fought and it was a 50-50 game there for the game's few final minutes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we that was not a good game for us a couple weeks ago, but as we continue to talk and attempt to work with these guys, the last 2:19 of the first half. We have a turnover, alley-oop dunk for them. I think 2 offensive rebound putbacks, and you go down 6 at halftime. And I thought that we did a good job competing, that sort of thing. But we got to continue to think and be sharper in terms of what we're doing.
I don't want to take the negative side of that question, but this is a heck of a missed opportunity for you, isn't it? I mean, you were close. You were down there. You got a chance to beat a top 10 team, and this would have been a nice. Looking at the big picture, this would have been a nice win for you to have. Moral victories at this point probably aren't that helpful, really,
right,
are they?
Right. No, never been a big fan of moral victories. But I think as I told these guys, we learned a lot about ourselves over the course of a 3-week span or 2-week span, and I think from the standpoint of this team's grown up a lot. You think back to where we were in late November to where we are today, and you got to find some positives, but. We had a chance to win the basketball game, and I give Maryland all the credit. I mean, they did a heck of a job of making some, big plays down the stretch that, unfortunately for us, I didn't want to be in that position, but, being down 6 at half and coming back and fighting and clawing, there are some things that are decent for us.
And after a game like this, what do you tell your team after the game? Do you focus on the positives, or are you there talking about what went wrong in the game?
Oh no, we're talking what went wrong, and it was very upset at halftime, and just with the way we closed down the first half. But there were some good things, but I've learned with this team. We got to live in the moment, and we were inches away, and those are the things we got to continue to. We got to close that gap of that inch, and as Bob said, it was, you had a really good opportunity today, but we just didn't get it done.
Thad, you've talked a lot in the last couple of weeks about AJ and Jaquan and what you've gotten from the two of them, and went with AJ again to start, and Jaquan played most of the second half. It looked like they both maybe had some moments, but Jaquan's struggling from the floor lately, it looks like. Can you take us through the decision to lean on Jaquan in the second half? Maybe he was bumping Milo a little bit out of the lane a little bit. I don't know. Just what did you see, and what goes into trying to decide who to pick at what point with those two guys right now?
There's so many factors. I mean, and so much of it, honestly, is just the gut of what we're feeling and what we're seeing out there.
Free throw stick in your crop.
Yeah. I mean, that's and they go to 20 of 23. But we haven't been a prolific shooting free throw team. It's kind of contagious. When we're on, when we're not, we're not. But those are the little things. That's that inch that we have to close down.
You guys, you mentioned the last 2 minutes of the first half. I think you finished the first half 2 for 14, and then beginning of the second half when your defense was good, you couldn't seem to find the offense to sort of complement that and put a run on. Were you happy with the looks you were getting and things just weren't going down, or are you still looking for maybe some more consistency?
No, I thought we had some pretty good looks. I mean, you look at Mark, 1 for 9 today, but boy, he had some good looks, and when he got the one to go down, I thought, the and one, he was going to get going, but we had some there in the second half, like some point blank layups, and their size affects you, but those are the ones that we've got to finish, and we talked about finishing through the contact, and but I liked where we were getting the ball, that's for sure.
You mentioned Mark. His shot's has been falling for him at a really good rate over the last few games, but yet you've stuck with him. Is he doing enough in the other phases of the game like you talk about?
Yeah. No, I think Mark's playing good basketball, and I know this. He's not trying to miss shots, and the other night against Illinois, he hit a couple big ones for us in the first half, and we'll keep him going. I thought Cam came in and played some great basketball for us too.
You kind of lead me to that question. I was going to ask you about Cam. He played extended minutes in the second half. Did you just like offensive flow? He was making some shot. What did you see that?
I mean, he had a rhythm to him, and he was on yesterday in practice, and when he does that, he usually makes him in there, and there's times where I want to be a little bit even more aggressive, kind of heat check himself, but I thought he got hit on the 1-3, which was huge. Because like he said, he goes, Coach, I'll never miss that short. And but that is what it is. All right, thanks, guys.